how the ongoing United Auto Workers strike is affecting local auto repair shops and its customers.
An update on two bills that, if passed, would not only help Latino students go to college, but ensure they graduate. Where they stand coming up.
El Nino continues to grow in the eastern Pacific and is now strong. But what does that mean for rain? Our meteorologist Sean Stiles will take a look at that in an Earth 8 report.
The ride of their lives. How two California kids went to Louisville, Kentucky and became world champions.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now. The United Auto Workers strike is impacting businesses here in San Diego. Local auto shops say the strikes are making it difficult for them to do their jobs. Good evening, I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. Thousands of workers from parts distribution centers have joined workers from 3 factories in Detroit. CBS 8's Ariana Cohen talked to local mechanics and customers about the impacts.
Local auto repair shops are already feeling the effects of the United Auto Workers strike. They don't have the parts they need to get their jobs done, which means customers may be waiting a long time to get their cars back.
For equal pay, all the tears must go.
Auto workers are continuing to strike for the 12th day in 20 different states across the nation. Union members are striking against General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, the owner of Jeep and Ram brands, asking for higher pay, 4 weeks paid wages, and other benefits. The walkout is impacting 38 parts distribution centers across the country, including Southern California, which means now auto shops are affected locally.
I don't know when we're going to get it. With this auto strike, it could take months. I mean, I don't know how long this auto strike's going to last.
Ray Frey, owner of Ray Frey Auto Center in Kearney Mesa, says he and his staff are spending hours trying to locate car parts elsewhere.
Ever since the pandemic, we've been having hard times getting parts. And now that we're kind of getting over that, now we have this auto strike that's slowing us down again.
Tough times. I mean, I feel for all the people going on strike. Definitely can understand it. But it's a trickle-down effect because the repair shops need the parts.
Customers like Ron Papania have to wait weeks to maybe even months for car parts to arrive.
It's a pain in the tail end. So now that I know it's going to be so long, I'm going to have to come up with a different plan. I'll probably go rent a car, I guess, for a little while.
They've shut all warehouses down, so we don't have any ETA at all. I don't know if it's going to take weeks, months. I don't know what to tell you at this point.
Local auto repair workers are hoping all parties can come to an agreement soon so they can get back to business.
I hope they make an agreement. I mean, you hope they sit down at the table, get it over with, put people back to work, and let's move on.
Ariana Cohen, CBS 8.
Thank you, Ariana. President Joe Biden, meantime, joined the picket line in Michigan today with solidarity to show solidarity with the auto workers.
The White House says this is the first time a sitting president has done this in modern times. President Biden stood with the auto workers striking against Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis, saying they saved the auto industry back in 2008.
Gave up a lot, and the companies were in trouble. But now they're doing incredibly well. And guess what? You should be doing incredibly well, too.
Among other things, auto workers are seeing a 36% raise over 4 years, and they want to extend union protections to workers at 10 electric vehicle battery factories. Those are some of the demands they're asking for.
Today, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a series of new gun control laws.
These include new taxes on guns and ammunition. The federal government already has a gun tax of 10 to 11%. The new state law adds another 11% tax on top of that. This money will be used for security at public schools and gun violence prevention programs.
We lead the world in many things that are good, and in one thing that is horrible, in gun violence. Everyday places are the places where we're seeing the gun violence. Classrooms, in offices, movie theaters, nightclubs, concerts, holiday parties, and dance halls.
Governor Newsom signed about 24 gun control laws today, including one that bans people from carrying guns in most public places.
Tonight, the latest on 2 bills aimed at ensuring Latino students are able to not only go to college, but to succeed.
One is a state bill, a step away from becoming law. The other is a federal measure, just starting its journey. CBS 8's Shannon Handy joins us live from San Diego Mesa College with details. Shannon?
Marcella, that state bill you mentioned is AB 91, which would allow students who live in Mexico to pay in-state tuition at community colleges here in San Diego, including Mesa. As you mentioned, it's on the governor's desk, and we should know in a couple weeks if that passes. The other was just introduced at the federal level, and that one aims to provide more resources to ensure Latino students not only get into college, but graduate.
If we invest in our diverse population, in this case through education, that will pay dividends.
State Assemblyman David Alvarez, who previously served on the San Diego City Council, introduced Assembly Bill 91 earlier this year, which if passed would make it easier for students who live in Mexico to attend community college in California. Every day, an estimated 7,000 students, grades K through college, cross over from Mexico to attend school in our region. The bill would create a 5-year pilot program allowing low-income students who live in Mexico within 45 minutes of the border to pay in-state tuition to attend community college in San Diego and Imperial Valley counties. The difference in cost is significant. In-state tuition is $46 per unit compared to the average out-of-state tuition, which is $300.
We did not want that to be a barrier for these students. We want them to feel like they can continue, they can have their education.
Alvarez says giving students this opportunity helps contribute to our workforce and economy. As for opponents who say it's unfair, Alvarez disagrees, saying with Mexico so close, it's already a part of our community.
There are people who believe that we should only fund the education of people who live in California. And I say to that, we absolutely should, and we are, and we will continue to do so.
Alvarez isn't the only one pushing for more educational opportunities for Latino students. At the federal level, Senator Alex Padilla just introduced the HERE Act, legislation that aims to create a new grant program to fund partnerships between Hispanic-serving colleges and school districts with significant Hispanic and Latino enrollment. The goal is to provide more resources for those students to help guide their way into college and ensure they graduate.
There's a lot of first-generation students that don't have that multi-generational experience within the family to guide them through what coursework to take in high school, the college application process, let alone financial aid.
The HERE Act is still in its early stages. Meanwhile, AB 91 is on the governor's desk. He has until October 14th to sign it. Both lawmakers say for them, and especially during Hispanic Heritage Month, this type of legislation is personal.
As the first Latino to represent California in the United States Senate, it is a tremendous honor, and both the opportunity and responsibility is not lost on me.
I'm really proud to be celebrating Hispanic heritage, and I'm proud that I'm working on legislation that will continue to uplift the community in that way.
And AB 91 would cap the number of binational students who could take advantage of the in-state tuition to 200 per community college campus. Both Padilla and Alvarez tell me their bills have bipartisan support. Carlo?
Shannon, you mentioned that AB 91 has moved through the legislature. It's just waiting to be signed. How soon could that happen? And is this going to be a first of its kind bill?
Well, the governor has until October 14th, so any day now. He's in the process of signing a lot of bills. We just ran a story about some other bills he just signed, so in the next couple weeks. This would be a first of its kind bill here in California, but states like Arizona, New Mexico, and even Nevada have actually tested this out in their own states, and Alvarez says it has worked there, and it should work here as well.
Significant legislation here. All right, Shannon Handy, thanks.
A street in Serra Mesa that's been plagued with potholes is finally getting repaired.
Village Glen Drive is only about half a mile long, yet the city has patched up hundreds of potholes on it in just the past year. It gets a lot of traffic with parks, schools, churches, and a recreation center nearby. Crews grinded down the street yesterday and then added a fresh layer of asphalt today. The work is part of the City of San Diego's Road Repair Initiative.
We've patched over 400 potholes here over the last year. A lot of requests coming through this road. So before we get into the rainy season, the idea is to get this permanent repair done so those pothole patches don't open up in the rain.
The city says the work on Village Glen Drive should be complete by the end of this week. It's going to be a nice treat. Hundreds of repairs.
So many roads need it.
Just the summer, yes. Let's do the complete makeover. The migrant crisis in San Diego County is now a humanitarian crisis as county leaders make a formal declaration.
The County Board of Supervisors made that declaration with a unanimous vote today, pointing to a lack of resources from the federal government for asylum seekers.
CBS 8's Jesse Pagan is here with that declaration and telling us what it actually does and why some people are opposed to it.
Yeah, guys, so the supervisors, the board, listened to more than 36 people speak during public comments specifically about this before all 4 supervisors came to the same vote in favor of that declaration. So it directs some local offices to get the ball rolling on requests for aid, and it puts a lot of the onus of this on the federal government.
This is not a Democrat, this is not a Republican issue, this is federal government's responsibility.
San Diego County Supervisor Jim Desmond with some strong words today as the county declares the current migrant issue a humanitarian crisis.
San Diego County has proven to be a welcoming place, and we must continue to provide the support and services to anyone arriving at the border seeking humanitarian protection.
But to do so, county leaders say they need help. This declaration calls on the federal government to designate resources and personnel to help asylum seekers move through the system, formally opposes other states sending migrants here, directs the County Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs to detail nonprofit needs to San Diego's federal delegation, advocates for federal funding to find a long-term and permanent solution, and more.
While we support this resolution to secure a federal response, we'd like to make it clear we cannot wait another day for the county to respond as well.
And that's why some people who spoke at today's Board of Supervisors meeting are skeptical.
When I read that agenda item, what I hear is, well, we don't have enough, and somebody else should address this issue.
Kensington Community Church Reverend Brandon Duran says community organizations and nonprofits have been stepping up.
Over the last nearly 2 weeks, members of my church, as well as other faith communities, have loaded up their cars with water and other supplies, food, and taken it to the border in order to be of support.
But they also can't pour from empty cups.
We need help.
Both Desmond and Vargas have praised nonprofits for stepping up and taking on the heavy load of helping people coming here. Desmond says Border Patrol has dropped off more than 7,800 migrants at transit stations throughout the county in the past 2 weeks, many of whom have nowhere to go and little idea how to get there. Many are hoping that doesn't make the homelessness crisis we're already dealing with here any worse. Carla, Marcella.
Thanks, Jesse. All right, gas prices, they are still going up. Believe it or not, today's average for a gallon of regular unleaded, it's hard to believe your eyes right here, $6.07 a gallon. That is up 3 cents from yesterday.
Gas Buddy's head of petroleum analysis says the spike is due to refinery issues. He says it may continue for a couple more weeks or even until the end of October.
We're working for you to try and help you find the cheapest gas. Just text the word gas to 858-571-8888, the number on your screen. And we're going to send you a link where you can find some of the stations in your area with the lowest gas prices in the county.
Still ahead on CBS 8 News Live at 6, health experts are advising people to get their updated vaccines ahead of the holidays.
But some of you are wondering whether or not it's safe to get the COVID shot and the flu shot at the same time. We verified. And how one group is using virtual reality to help veterans suffering from PTSD.
Asking in the sunshine for now, that's what we had earlier today. We're still seeing it go strong before our sunset. And we're also talking about yet another warm one for Wednesday before we cool down. All those details ahead.